The night was quiet, and the sky above the forest was full of stars. Everything seemed calm until a bright light flashed across the sky. It moved fast, like a shooting star, but it was too big and too low. A strange sound followed, loud and sharp, like metal tearing apart. Then, with a loud crash, something fell into the deep forest. Trees broke. Fire rose up. Animals ran away. The crash shook the ground like a small earthquake. In the middle of the fire and smoke, a strange ship lay broken. It looked like it didn't belong on Earth. Its surface was silver and glowing, and its shape was nothing like any plane people had seen before. Inside the broken ship, a girl moved slowly. Her clothes were torn, and her face was covered in dust. She looked young, maybe 15 or 16, but her eyes glowed light blue in the dark. Her hair was silver like moonlight. She was not human. Her name was Zira. She crawled out of the ship, coughing. Her arm was hurt, and her leg was bleeding. She looked around, confused and scared. Strange sounds came from the forest, like whispers and growls. She didn't understand where she was, but she knew one thing. She had to run. Someone was coming for her. Someone dangerous. Far from the crash site, a teenage boy named Max sat in a small house near the forest with his grandfather. Max was watching the sky when he saw the light. He stood up quickly. "Did you see that?" he asked. His grandfather, an old man with gray hair and a calm voice, nodded. "That was no plane," he said. Something crashed. Max felt a strange pull in his chest, like something was calling him. "We have to go see," Max said. But his grandfather shook his head. "No, boy. That's not our business." Max didn't listen. He waited until his grandfather fell asleep, then grabbed a flashlight and his jacket. He ran toward the forest alone. Zira walked slowly through the trees, holding her side in pain. She could hear them. The hunters. They were not human. They were machines with long legs and red eyes. They scanned the area, searching for her heat. Zira found a cave and hid inside. She was cold and weak. She whispered, "Help me." But no one was there. Her body shook from fear and pain. She closed her eyes and tried to remember what happened. But her memory was broken. She only remembered falling and being attacked, and then darkness. Max reached the crash site. He hid behind a tree and stared at the strange ship. He had never seen anything like it. Soldiers and black vans were already arriving. Drones flew in the air, scanning the area. Max knew he couldn't go closer, so he walked around the area, hoping to find something. Then he heard a soft sound. A voice. It was coming from the trees. He followed it. His heart beat fast. Zira heard footsteps. She tried to stay quiet, but she couldn't move anymore. The pain was too strong. The light from Max's flashlight touched her face. He stopped. His eyes went wide. He saw the glowing blue eyes, the silver hair, and the strange lines on her skin. She looked scared, not dangerous. Are you okay?" he asked. Zira looked at him, then passed out. Max caught her before she hit the ground. "Who are you?" he whispered, but she didn't answer. Max looked around. He knew if the soldiers found her, they would take her, maybe kill her. He remembered what his grandfather used to say. Sometimes, doing the right thing is the hardest thing. Max picked her up carefully and started walking back. She was light, but he could feel her shaking. Her skin was warm, too warm. She had a fever. As he walked, he didn't see the red eyes watching him from the shadows. One of the hunter machines turned its head slowly, locked on Max's position, and sent a silent signal. Back at the cabin, Max's grandfather was waiting. He opened the door, surprised to see Max carrying a girl. "Who is that?" he asked. "She's not from here," Max said. "We have to help her." His grandfather looked at the girl's face. Then he saw her eyes open for a moment. Those glowing eyes. He took a deep breath. "Bring her inside," he said. But this is dangerous, Max. Very dangerous. They placed her on the bed and gave her water. She drank a little and whispered, "Thank you." Max smiled. "You can rest now. You're safe here." But deep inside, he knew she wasn't. Not really. Outside, in the dark forest, more machines were arriving. Their red lights glowed through the trees. The hunt had just begun, and Max had no idea what he had gotten into. Max sat beside the bed, watching the alien girl sleep. Her breathing was slow, but her face looked peaceful now. She had stopped shaking. His grandfather made some tea in the kitchen, but his hands were not steady. "This is serious, Max," he said. "She's not from Earth. And those lights in the forest, someone's coming. They won't stop until they find her." Zira woke up slowly. She looked around the room, confused. Max smiled. "You're safe now. My name is Max. This is my grandfather." Zira sat up a little. "Where am I?" she asked. Her voice was soft and a little rough. "You're on Earth," Max said. "You crashed here last night. We found you in the forest." Zira touched her arm. The wound was bandaged. "Why did you help me?" she asked. Max shrugged. "You needed help. That's enough reason." Zira looked at the window. Her eyes turned serious. "I'm not safe here. They're hunting me." Max frowned. "Who?" She didn't answer at first. She looked scared, like she didn't want to remember. Then she said, "My own people. They want to stop me. I came with a message, a warning, but they shot me down." Max and his grandfather looked at each other. This was bigger than they thought. Outside, things were getting worse. Strange sounds came from the forest. The birds stopped singing. Max stepped out and saw black drones flying low in the sky. They moved in circles, scanning the ground with red lights. "They're getting closer," he said. His grandfather nodded. "We can't stay here. The cabin isn't safe anymore." Max looked back at Zira. "Can you walk?" She nodded slowly. "I think so." They packed quickly. Max grabbed a backpack with water, food, and a small flashlight. His grandfather opened a trapdoor under the kitchen table. It led to an old tunnel built long ago for mining. "This way," he said. Zira looked down the dark tunnel and hesitated. "It's safe," Max told her. "Trust us." She nodded and stepped in. As they walked through the tunnel, Zira whispered something. "I came to your planet to bring peace, but the ones in charge, they don't want peace. They want control. They want war." Max listened closely. "Then why did they send you?" Zira looked down. "My father believed in peace. He sent me, but he was betrayed. They killed him. And now, I'm all that's left." Max felt a deep anger inside him. "That's wrong. We'll help you." After some time, they came out of the tunnel into a hidden area deep in the forest. An old abandoned lab stood there, covered in plants and dirt. This place was once a science base, Max's grandfather said. "No one comes here anymore." They stepped inside. The walls were full of dust, and broken machines lay everywhere. But it was quiet. Safe, for now. Suddenly, a light turned on in the corner. A girl stood there, holding a small device. She had short black hair and strange glasses. She pointed a tool at them. "Stop," she said. Max raised his hands. "Wait, we're not here to hurt you." The girl looked at Zira. Her eyes widened. "You're her, the alien from the crash." Zira took a step back. "Who are you?" The girl smiled. "Name's Luna. I've been tracking alien signals for months. I knew something was coming. I just didn't know it would be you." Max and Luna talked while Zira rested. Luna showed them her computers. She had maps, files, and pictures. "Look," she said, pointing at the screen. "There are more alien signals hidden in our satellites. They're using Earth's own tech to spy on us." Zira came closer. "This is worse than I thought," she said. They've already started the first step. Luma nodded. They're here already. Hiding. Watching. Waiting for the right time to strike. Max felt a cold chill. So we don't have much time. Zira said, I can stop the signals, but I need my tech. It's still at the crash site. Max looked at Luma. Can you get us there? Luma smirked. I got a plan. Before they could say more, a beep came from Luna's scanner. Red dots appeared on the map. They found us, she said. Max looked outside. A drone hovered above the trees. Zira's eyes glowed. They're getting closer. Max turned to his grandfather. Take the back way out. We'll meet you at the next checkpoint. His grandfather nodded, then left through the side door. Max, Luna, and Zira ran into the dark woods. Behind them, machines moved through the forest, their red lights glowing. Zira stopped and looked back. Her hand glowed blue for a moment. She whispered a word in her language. The lights in the trees blinked. The machines paused, only for a second, but it was enough. They kept running. They didn't stop until they reached an old metal gate. On the other side was the crash site, now surrounded by soldiers and searchlights. Zira fell to her knees. That's where my tech is. And the answers. Max helped her up. Then we're getting in, no matter what. Max, Zira, and Luna stood behind the tall grass, looking at the crash site. Bright lights shone in every direction. Soldiers walked around the wreckage, armed with rifles. Strange machines hovered above the ground, scanning for movement. It looked impossible to get close. But Zira pointed toward a glowing piece inside the broken ship. That device, she said, can stop their signals. Without it, I can't protect this planet. Max looked at Luna. Can you shut down their cameras? She nodded. I can try, but only for 2 minutes. After that, they'll know someone's inside. Max smiled. 2 minutes is enough. Zira took a deep breath. Her body still hurt, but she stood strong. I'll go with you, she said. Max shook his head. You're too weak. Zira looked at him with glowing eyes. I'm not weak. Not anymore. They waited until night grew darker. The moon hid behind clouds. Luna clicked a button on her small device. Now, she whispered. The cameras blinked once, then went dark. Max and Zira ran through the shadows. The ground was soft from the crash, and smoke still rose from some parts of the ship. They reached the wreckage and climbed inside. The ship was silent, cold. Zira walked to a metal box half buried in the floor. Her fingers touched it, and the box opened. Inside was a small silver device, shaped like a disc. It glowed faintly in her hands. This will block their mind scans, she said, but I need time to activate it. Suddenly, a sharp sound echoed through the air. A deep voice spoke from the shadows. You should have stayed dead, traitor. Max turned and saw something moving toward them. It was tall, armored in dark silver. Its eyes glowed red. It wasn't human. It was one of Zira's kind, but not like her. Its body was built for war. Its voice was cold. Your mission failed, and now you will die. Zira stood in front of Max. You shouldn't be here, she said. This planet is peaceful. The alien warrior laughed. Not for long. The others are coming. Earth will fall. Max pulled a metal rod from the floor and held it like a weapon. Not if we stop you. The warrior moved fast, too fast. It grabbed Max and threw him across the ship. He hit the wall and fell hard. Zira screamed and used the silver disc. A wave of blue light pushed the warrior back. He stumbled but didn't fall. You're still weak, he said, just like your father. Zira's eyes filled with tears. My father believed in peace. You murdered him. The warrior raised a sharp blade from his arm. And I will do the same to you. He charged. Zira closed her eyes and focused. The silver disc glowed bright, and a shield formed around her. The warrior's blade hit the shield, sending sparks into the air. Outside, Luna saw red lights turning back on. "They're coming," she said to herself. "I need to help them." She ran toward the ship, dodging between trees and machines. Inside, Max stood up, blood on his forehead. He grabbed a broken pipe and hit the warrior from behind. It wasn't strong enough to stop him, but it distracted him. Zira raised her hand. Blue light shot from her palm and hit the warrior's chest. He screamed in pain and dropped his blade. The warrior growled. "You've chosen your side, Zira, and you will regret it." With a loud roar, he vanished in a flash of red light. Teleportation. He was gone, but not for long. Luna ran inside, breathing fast. "We have to go. The soldiers are moving in." Max helped Zira up. "Did you activate the device?" She nodded. "It will block their scans, but they'll come with guns next." They escaped through a side opening in the ship. Luna led them through the woods using her scanner. The soldiers shouted in the distance, but they were too late. Max, Zira, and Luna disappeared into the night. They stopped in an old train tunnel far from the crash. Zira sat down, her hands shaking. Max gave her water. "Are you okay?" he asked. She looked at him. "That was my father's top soldier. He was loyal to the old ways, the violent ways. If he's here, the others won't be far behind." Luna checked the device. "Good news. The signal is blocked now. They can't find you through their tech." Max smiled. "Then we have a chance." Zira looked up. "Maybe, but not for long. The real battle hasn't started yet." Max looked at both of them. "Then we fight. Together." Zira reached out and took his hand. "Thank you for believing in me." Max nodded. "You're not alone anymore." But none of them saw the small flying drone hidden above, watching them. It sent a silent message across the sky. A red mark appeared on Zira's face on the screen. Target located. The train tunnel was cold and dark. Max, Zira, and Luna sat near a small fire made with dry wood. The air was quiet, but none of them felt safe. Zira kept looking over her shoulder. Max could tell she was afraid. "We're hidden now," he said. "They can't track you anymore." Zira shook her head slowly. "They don't need tech to find me. They have ways. Old ways." Luna raised her scanner. "Then we stay ready." Max looked at Zira's arm. The wound was getting worse. Her silver blood had dried, but her skin was turning pale. "You're getting weaker," he said. "We need to find help." Zira smiled faintly. "You're helping. That's enough." But Max didn't agree. "There has to be more we can do." Suddenly, Luna's scanner beeped. "Movement. North side. 2 heat signatures. Fast." Max grabbed his metal rod. "Not again," he said. They stood up and backed away from the fire. Footsteps echoed in the tunnel. Then a voice called, "Don't shoot. We're human." Out of the shadows came a man and a young woman. Both wore old army jackets and carried backpacks. The man raised his hands. "We're part of the resistance. We saw the crash. We've been watching the skies for months." Luna lowered her tool. "How do we know you're not spies?" The young woman stepped forward. "Because we're risking our lives coming here. We want to help." Zira looked at them, her glowing eyes narrowing. "Why would you help an alien?" The man answered, "Because we know what's coming. We've seen the signs, and we believe you're not like them." Max nodded. "She's not. She risked her life to stop them." The man smiled. "Then we're on the same side." They led the group to a hidden underground bunker outside the city. It was filled with old computers, supplies, and maps. People inside worked quietly, their faces tired but focused. One wall showed images of strange ships in space, slowly moving toward Earth. "They've already entered our solar system," the young woman said. "Within a week, they'll reach orbit." Zira touched the screen. "That's the second wave. Fighters, warships." Luna pointed at the image. "Then we have to stop them before they arrive." The man replied, We have weapons, but nothing that can hurt those ships. Zira looked serious. I can build something. A disruptor. But I need more power. A crystal from my ship. A blue one, hidden deep in the core. Max frowned. That place is crawling with soldiers. Zira nodded. Then we sneak in. That night, the plan was made. Luna would create a false signal to distract the enemy. Max and Zira would go into the crash site from the south side, using a tunnel the Resistance had used before. The crystal was buried deep in the ship's engine core, still hot and unstable. If they failed, it could explode. The next evening, the mission began. Luna sent a fake message from the mountains. As expected, enemy drones and soldiers moved toward the signal. Max and Zira used the chance to enter the site. The air smelled like burnt metal. The ground was cracked. Zira led the way, limping but determined. They'd reached the ship's core. Blue light pulsed from inside. Zira knelt down and placed her hands on the floor. A hidden door opened. "This is it," she said. Inside was a floating blue crystal, glowing and humming softly. "It's alive," Max whispered. Zira nodded. "It responds to thought. It's dangerous, but powerful." Zira reached out, and the crystal floated into her hand. For a second, her eyes flashed brighter than ever before. She gasped and fell back. Max caught her. "Zira." She opened her eyes. "I'm okay. It just spoke to me." Max helped her up. "Let's get out of here." But before they could move, a voice filled the air. "Going somewhere." It was the same warrior from before. He stepped out of the shadows, this time with 2 more soldiers like him. All of them had red eyes and sharp blades. "You're stronger now, Zira," the leader said, "but still no match for us." Zira stood tall. "I don't need to fight you. I just need to stop you." She held the crystal tightly. It began to glow, sending out a pulse. The warriors stepped back. "What are you doing?" One of them shouted. "Ending this," Zira said. Max pulled Zira behind a wall as the light exploded from the crystal. The enemy screamed. The wave pushed them back, shutting down their armor and blinding their sensors. Zira fell to her knees. "The crystal. It's too strong." Max grabbed her hand. "Then let's go. Now." They escaped through the tunnel as alarms rang in the distance. Soldiers rushed toward the ship, confused and blind. Luna met them at the end. "You did it," she said. Max held up the crystal. "Now let's use it to stop their ships." Zira smiled weakly. "We only have one chance. We must build the weapon. And we must do it fast." They're almost here. Above them, the stars moved. The sky was changing. War was coming. The underground bunker was quiet, but everyone moved with speed. Max, Zira, Luna, and the Resistance team gathered around a large metal table. In the middle of it lay the glowing blue crystal. Its soft hum filled the room. Zira stood close to it, her hand hovering just above the surface. "This crystal holds more power than anything on Earth," she said, "but it's unstable. We must be careful." Luna typed on her laptop, scanning the crystal's energy waves. "If we build the disruptor wrong, it could explode." Max looked at Zira. "Can you control it?" Zira nodded. "Yes, but only for a short time. Once we turn it on, there's no going back." The leader of the Resistance, Captain Reed, stepped forward. "We've gathered parts from old satellites, war drones, and broken ships. If you tell us what you need, we'll build it." Zira looked into his eyes. "I'll guide you, but we must finish in 2 days. Their ships will enter Earth's orbit by then." Captain Reed nodded. "Then let's work." All day and night, the bunker was filled with sounds, metal clanking, computers beeping, voices shouting instructions. Zira used her knowledge of alien tech to connect the crystal to the human machines. Max and Luna helped every step. Max handed her tools, cleaned wires, and stayed by her side. He had never built anything this complex, but he didn't care. He just wanted to help. By the second night, the weapon was almost complete. It looked like a large metal cannon, powered by the glowing crystal in its center. Zira explained, "When we fire it, it will send a wave through space. It will shut down all alien warships nearby. But only once. Then the crystal will burn out." Luna frowned. "So we have one shot." Zira nodded. "Yes, and we must aim it right." But as they tested the final wires, the alarm suddenly rang out. Red lights flashed across the bunker. Captain Reed shouted, "We're under attack. Enemy drones found us." Max ran to the door and saw small black machines flying toward the mountain. They fired red lasers, hitting the ground and trees. "Get everyone to the lower tunnels," Luna shouted. The team rushed to hide the weapon and protect the crystal. Max helped Zira down the stairs, shielding her from falling dust. Explosions rocked the bunker. The ground shook. "They're trying to destroy the weapon," Zira cried. Captain Reed and his fighters held the entrance. Their guns fired back, but the enemy drones were too fast. One drone broke through and flew into the room. Luna grabbed a tool and threw it. The drone exploded midair. Sparks flew. "We have to move the disruptor now," she yelled. The team carried the weapon piece by piece into a deeper tunnel. It led to an old railway that came out on the other side of the mountain. Max, Zira, and Luna pushed the crystal cart down the tracks. Behind them, the sounds of battle echoed. Zira looked back once. "They won't stop. They'll keep coming until I'm dead." Max shook his head. "Not while we're here. We protect each other." Zira looked at him with soft eyes. "Thank you for being brave." Max smiled. "You started it." After an hour of moving through the tunnel, they reached the surface again. They were high up in the mountains now. The stars were bright above them. Zira pointed to the sky. "Look," she said. "They're here." Max and Luna looked up. Dozens of black dots appeared in the sky. Huge alien warships slowly moved into orbit. Their lights glowed red, like eyes watching the Earth. "They'll start the attack soon," Luna whispered. Captain Reed's voice came through the radio. "The enemy has taken the bunker. We lost 10 people, but we're ready here on the mountain." Max grabbed the radio. "We have the weapon. We're setting it up now." They placed the disruptor on a flat rock platform. Zira connected the crystal, her fingers shaking. Luna calibrated the cannon. Max checked the power levels. "Is it ready?" he asked. Zira looked at the crystal. It pulsed faster and brighter. "Yes, we fire in 5 minutes." Suddenly, a loud boom echoed through the air. An alien dropship appeared, flying low toward the mountain. Zira's enemy, the armored warrior, jumped out with 2 more soldiers. "You will not win," he shouted. "This world belongs to us." Zira stepped forward, her eyes glowing blue. "No, it belongs to those who protect it." She raised her hand, sending a wave of light that pushed the soldiers back. Max grabbed a metal rod and fought one of them, dodging fast attacks. Luna hit another with a power tool, shocking its armor. The leader charged at Zira, swinging a red blade. Zira blocked it with a shield made from light. The force of the hit pushed her back, but she stood her ground. "You are strong," the warrior said, "but not enough." Zira replied, "I don't need to be enough. I just need time." Luna shouted, "Weapon is ready." Max ran to the cannon. Zira, "Now." She turned, aimed the weapon at the sky, and touched the crystal. It glowed like a star. A loud hum filled the air. Then, light burst out. The wave of energy shot into the sky, hitting the alien warships. One by one, their lights turned off. Their engines stopped. They floated, powerless. On the ground, the enemy soldiers froze, their suits deactivating. The battle was over. Zira dropped to her knees, the crystal dark in her hands. Max caught her. "You did it," he whispered. Zira smiled weakly. "No, we did it." The mountain was quiet now. The alien ships above Earth floated like dead metal, their red lights gone. The sky, once filled with fear, now looked peaceful. Max, Luna, and the resistance team stood around Zira. She sat on the cold ground, holding the crystal that no longer glowed. Her body shook, and her breathing was slow. Max knelt beside her. "Zira, stay with me." She opened her eyes slightly. "I'm still here, but the crystal took my energy." Luna ran a scan over her. "She's weak. Her life force is connected to the crystal. We have to help her recover." Captain Reed walked up the hill with his remaining fighters. His clothes were torn, but his face showed hope. "The weapon worked. The enemy fleet is down. You did it." Max looked at Zira. "She did it. She saved Earth." The captain nodded. "She's a hero, but we must move fast. The enemy may send more." Zira looked up. "There's no time. The leader, he escaped. He's calling the main fleet. They'll come with stronger ships. We only slowed them down." Luna frowned. "Then we need to prepare Earth for the real invasion." Max stood up. "We need to unite people. The whole planet must fight." Captain Reed agreed. "We've hidden long enough. The world must know the truth now, about the aliens, the crash, and Zira." Zira shook her head. "They'll fear me. I'm still one of them." Max gently touched her shoulder. "But you chose to protect us. People will see that." Later that day, they moved Zira to a safe resistance base deep in the forest. Doctors treated her wounds while engineers studied the broken crystal. It was cracked now, lifeless. But Zira told them, "Its power is not gone. It just sleeps. Like me." Max stayed by her side every hour. He brought her food, kept her warm, and told her stories from Earth. One night, as rain fell outside, Zira opened her eyes and said, "Why did you help me, Max? I could have brought danger to your planet." Max smiled. "You were alone. You needed someone. That's what humans do. We help, even when it's hard." Zira looked at the sky. "I used to think humans were weak. But now I see, your courage is stronger than any weapon." Meanwhile, Luna worked with resistance leaders to spread the message. They sent out secret signals across the world. Radio messages, internet files, and videos showing the truth. Slowly, people began to listen. Cities began to prepare. Scientists, soldiers, and even normal citizens joined together. They called it the Earth Defense Network. Zira watched the news from her bed. People were talking about her, some with fear, others with hope. A video of Max pulling her from the crash site went viral. In it, Max said, "She's not the enemy. She's the reason we're still alive." Zira turned to Max. "They're listening to you." Max smiled. "They trust truth. That's the real power." But hope didn't last long. One day, a warning came from space. A signal, old and cold, echoed through the sky. Luna decoded it. "It's a message from the alien empire," she said. "They know the fleet is gone. They're sending reinforcements, a larger force, a planet killer." Everyone in the base went silent. Captain Reed said, "How long?" Luna replied, 6 days. Max looked at Zira. "Can we stop them again?" Zira closed her eyes. "Not with what we have now, but there may be one last way. A ship, hidden deep underground." Everyone turned to her. "A ship?" Reed asked. Zira nodded. "My father built it long ago. He planned to escape the war and live in peace. He hid it beneath the mountains, far from the others. It's strong, fast, and it holds something powerful, the heart of the stars." Luna gasped. "That's just a legend." Zira shook her head. "It's real, and it can save Earth." They made a plan. The resistance would take Zira to the hidden chamber. Luna would guide them using old star maps from Zira's mind. Max refused to leave Zira's side. "If you go, I go," he told her. She didn't argue. They packed food, tools, and weapons. The journey would be hard, through frozen valleys, deep forests, and narrow caves. But they had no choice. It was Earth's last hope. As they prepared to leave, Zira stood for the first time in days. Her body still hurt, but her eyes were bright. "I was once a soldier of war," she said to the group, "but now I fight for peace, not just for my people, but for yours too. We are not so different." Max held her hand. "Let's find your father's ship." Luna smiled. "Let's save the world." They walked together under the stars one evening. Zira looked up. "I never belonged anywhere before. But now, I think I've found home." Max took her hand. "You're one of us now. You always were." Above them, the stars blinked gently. The Earth was safe, and for the first time in a long time, it was at peace.